June the 12th.
What? It's the middle of summer, big ears.
Yes, it is. It is June the 12th. It is the middle of summer, so I've got my rain suit on, and we're heading up to that London. Going up to the Ace Cafe. It's Triumph Day today. Captain Rambunctious should be there, and a few others. I'm not sure, though, because of the weather, whether anyone's decided against going to the Ace Cafe today, but I thought I'll go for it anyway. So, yeah, that's the plan. We'll go up to the Ace Cafe, see what it's about, look at some Triumphs, and then on the way back home, we'll stop by Loomies, because Bahnstormer BMW are there with one of their sort of event days at Loomies. So we'll have a look around there as well and see if we can't test ride another BMW. I say another, it depends on the order of the videos being released. I have test rode one already. That video might have already been up. If not, it'll be coming out soon. So yeah, lovely weather. I've been on the road for about half an hour. I've got the rain suit on. I am dry, apart from my fingers are starting to feel a little bit damp, and my left foot feels quite soaked. I knew these boots wouldn't be as waterproof as what Risha claim, but yeah, I should have probably put some of that water repellent stuff on. I'm not quite sure where the water's getting in. I assume it's just from around the bottom of the boot where the sole is stitched to the upper. I think that's where the water's getting in. But yeah, it's not a lot I can do about that, so I'll just have to put up with having trench foot. What I should have done was Charlie Borman's trick and put a plastic bag over my sock and then put that into the boot, and my feet would have remained dry. That was a pro tip I learned from watching Long Way Round. Or was it Long Way Down? One of the two where he does that. Simple ideas, eh? Oh, look at all the spray. This is going to be delightful. Oh, there is actually a puddle in my boot. I just lifted my foot off the peg and tilted it around a bit, and yeah, the water is sloshing around inside there. My right foot's not so bad. It is wet. I can feel it a bit damp, but nowhere near as bad as my left. My hands are just a little bit damp, so that's not too bad. So yeah, shame the boots have let me down, otherwise I'll be pretty much all dry. Right, I really need to find a petrol station. I hit reserve on the motorway, and I'm about 26 miles into my reserve, and knowing it, now knowing it does about 30 odd miles on reserve, yeah, I really ought to find a petrol station. Hopefully there's one off at this exit nearby. Yeah, Ruislip. I'm sure there's one not too far away. In fact, oh yeah, this is the Polish War Memorial. I'm sure I've stopped here before when. Yeah, I stopped here on a previous visit. Right. Watch this. Oh, I was expecting a load of water to drip out. It's because it's all soaked in down the bottom there, but yeah, that... the base of that is soaking. Yes, there's a Shell, literally. Shell garage literally just up the road. Awesome. Oh. Right, that's me all fueled up. Now to get to the Ace Cafe and hopefully dry off a bit. Well, we're almost there. I have a visual. Yeah, just coming in on that short bit of the A40 and the North Circular. Oh, it's a nightmare. I would not want to live in London and have to commute in all this. I think if I did live in London and I worked in London, I would hopefully be able to commute via the tube. I think that's really the best way of getting around in London, I think. You know. Yeah. But I suppose if you live here, you get used to all the traffic and filtering and all that. Come on, my turn now, please. There's a few people here by the looks of it. Oh yeah.
Along the right hand side, please.
Okay. This will do me. Also gives me a quick exit if I need to. Always have an exit strategy. I had a great idea of how to get my gloves on easy. And they'll keep my hands dry. There we go, yeah, straight on. Marvellous. There we go, right. To Loomies. Yeah, I missed Captain Rambunctious by about half an hour or so, if that. And everyone else had bottled it. But I did bump into Wyvern Biker. He was on his way out just as I got in. So it was good to see him briefly. I've got to fight my way out through the traffic. See, I hadn't stopped long. I just dried off a bit and had a look on Google Maps at the way to go to get to Loomies from here, what the best way is. Yeah, it was good to come up to the Ace, even though I didn't really stay long. It kind of reminded me why I don't come here that often, and that is because I hate London. Yeah, it was good to see some Triumphs there. They had there was one there. I didn't take any footage, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. There was one there. I don't know what it was. Oh, no, I think it was a Triumph Thunderbird. I think it was. It was like found in an attic or something, or in a barn, and it had been brought back to working order, and it had gone on a John O'Groats to Land's End trip, which was quite impressive for this old Thunderbird. Yeah, some interesting ones there. And of course they had the new demonstrators out. They got the Street Twin, the T120, the Thruxton R, and the new Tiger Explorer. Don't fancy test riding today, although I'm heading to Loomies to the Bahnstormer BMW thing, so if the weather's not too bad, I might have a go on something there. Well, here we are at Loomies. Let's see what's going on. I think I'll struggle to reach the side stand. It's just slightly out of reach. Yeah, thanks. Should be, yeah. This is a big beast. Welcome to the BMW S1000XR. It's going to be a quick one. I've only got half an hour on this. So yeah, really comfortable. It is a bit of a big beast. I did struggle to act. In fact, I couldn't. I couldn't get the kickstand up. The guy had to do it for me. So if I need to stop, I'm going to have to just hold on to the bike. It's got a quick shifter, up and down apparently, so I might put that to use in a minute. Now, I was watching Count Mift's like self-review of this, he's bought one, and he was saying about people saying about the vibrations of this thing. I can actually feel it. I thought I wouldn't, because I thought you know, I'm on a GPZ, it's a little bit vibraty. I thought I probably wouldn't notice the difference. In fact, I think this is probably smoother, but it's not. I can actually feel the slight vibration at certain revs. Just gives you that little bit of a tingly feeling in your fingers. that display is nicely illuminated. When you go through some under the cover of trees and stuff, you can see the illumination. Nice. It's not glaring. It's got a nice glow to it. Cruise control then. Why doesn't all bikes have this? This is awesome. And it's also got a little paddle, so if you are going a bit quick, you can slow the cruise control down, or if you brake, it turns it off. Because yeah, we're getting a bit close there to that Honda. Same on this as it was on the F800. The indicators, it hardly feels like you've pressed them. Like a couple of times going around that, when I was changing it to indicate left, it didn't feel like I'd done it. There's not very much movement in the switch. The brakes are good. We've got 3 different riding modes. There's rain, road and dynamic. But yeah, this thing's got plenty of torque, plenty of power, 6 gear. It just moves and doesn't want to stop moving. That downshifting with the quick shifter is quite good. It's quite a handy thing, really. Just one less thing to deal with the clutch and stuff. I mean, the clutch is obviously still there to use if you need it. But it's nice just to press down on the pedal and it does it all for you. Yeah, it's a nice, comfortable riding position. As for the vibrations I mentioned earlier, I don't think they're really much of an issue. It's only at certain revs where you can sort of feel them. And it's not that bad at all, really. I love the acceleration of it. Okay, cruise control's on, then you press it forward and it'll go slightly faster. So now we're in the 60 zone. I wonder how many times I can press that before it goes anywhere. 45, 47, 48, 49. Or do you just hold it and then let go when you're up to the speed you want? Yeah. So up to 60, there it is, and release, and there we go, 60 or thereabouts. It's just doing it. You could make yourself a cup of tea, or sandwiches, do some origami, you know. Just remember to steer it. It won't steer itself around corners, you know. But yeah, it seems to do a good job of deflecting the wind and things. There's not really any buffeting. There's a slight bit at the higher speeds. But that's kind of expected, really. Brilliant, thank you. All right. Oh. Yeah, pretty good, yeah. So yeah, if you're a bit lower, I'll be all right.
Get a lower seat.
Yeah.
And you can get a completely lower one as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd do the trick. Oh, nice. Oh, the low seats on there. Oh. Yep. Oh, I'm liking the comfort on this already. We haven't even got started yet. Oh, it's a bit bumpy coming out of Loomies there. Cheat mode enabled. Don't see the point waiting at the red light when we just cut through the petrol station like a rebel. Okay, this is the F800GS. GT, sorry. And the mirrors are 6 miles away. So we're in normal, sport or comfort mode, just like the F700. Heated grips. They've got on low and high. Yep, okay. I quite like the seating position on this. It's very comfortable. As soon as I sat on it, I was like, oh, this is nice. Now this is belt driven, so I wonder what that's like when we get moving. Looks like we're fully fueled, and this one's got the false fuel tank on as well. The fuel tank on this is actually under the seat, which is mildly terrifying. Then again, a tank between your legs isn't exactly comforting either. And this corner can catch people out. It's tighter than it looks. Yeah, that's alright. So in terms of power and things, it's obviously nowhere near S1000XR territory and RnineT, etc. I'm not even sure. I don't think it's as quick as the GS actually, the F700GS. I might be wrong there, but there's a couple of points where I've gone to accelerate, and I'm pretty sure the GS does it quicker. So this is a nice, comfy ride. It handles really easily. It does the job really well. Yeah, it's really comfortable. But it's not exactly quick. Unlike this guy who's just speeding along. It's not really punchy or powerful or anything like that. It's quite calm, really. This is a calm bike. It's very practical and sensible. It's still a good bit of fun to ride, of course. I mean, isn't every bike? But thinking of things like, long-term ownership, you've got a belt drive instead of a chain, so no chain maintenance. Goodbye chain lube, don't need you anymore. And the belt that lasts God knows how many thousands of miles, it's certainly better economy for that sort of thing. Fuel consumption on this must be fairly good. I can't imagine it being a gas guzzler. Yeah, it's certainly, for practicality, it certainly tops the list for that sort of thing, really. And you've got all the three different suspension modes. You've got Sport, Normal and Comfort, as you do on the F7 and 800GS, and God knows how many other BMWs have that. That seems a nice little feature, because it is nice just to have a bit of a change in the setup. Information centre with stuff on there, and yeah, heated grips. I think heated grips are standard on this. And then whatever other optional extras you can have. I mean, I imagine with this thing there's a sat-nav option and that sort of stuff. It would be nice if this could get cruise control. That'd be cool. But overall, I do quite like this. I think I prefer the F700GS over this. After testing the F700, or whilst I was editing that video, I didn't realise that it didn't actually have a 700cc engine, because, that seemed to be the obvious thing. It's actually the same engine as the F800, it's just not quite tuned the same, so it's a little bit less powerful and stuff than the F800. So I think the F800 GS would be my choice between the GS and the GT. And it's very flickable as well. It does all this really easily. So yeah, it is quite nimble. But when you need to overtake, it's not like the XR when you can be in top gear and you could just pull the throttle and go. You have to have it in a lower gear if you need to get by quick enough. Oh, well, that's been a good day. Got to test out 3 BMWs. Wasn't really expecting to, but I think because the weather was quite bad, they weren't really that busy, and I imagine people that had pre-booked didn't bother turning up. The sun's out now, this is nice. Totally the opposite of this morning. Whoa! I think I just dimension jumped. Oh, don't quick shift.
Filtering, filtering, filtering along, filtering, filtering, this is my filtering song.